Good morning, and welcome to the meeting place. Let me know if you can't hear me or if there's other noise behind you because we do have some work happening next door. And so you may hear some pounding and knocking and stuff. So let me know. But I hope everything is great. You are at the meeting place. Welcome to the meeting place, a space where heart centered, heart driven women gather to connect, share, and inspire one another to awaken their joy and live a fulfilled life. I am Michelle O'Neill, your life architect and bound, and I empower amazing women just like you to um, overcome life's challenges and live the life, achieve the fulfillment that they desire. I specialize in helping the sandwich generation thrive and balancing personal growth. My brain is just, all this noise is just distracting me, but balancing personal growth, legacy creation, and meaningful connections. Please forgive me today, but I am here with you. I am present with you. And so thank you for joining me today, for being here. Let me check, make sure nothing's been said and I'm not missing anything. But I want to say, if this is your first time being here, go ahead and put hashtag newbie. If you've been here before, go ahead and put hashtag legacy. I want to give you a shout out, want to acknowledge that you are spending your time with me today, and I thank you. If you like our episode, and I know you haven't seen it yet, but if you don't want to miss a notification, go ahead. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you're in Facebook, LinkedIn, or any of our other platforms, go ahead and like and leave a comment below. I can't wait to acknowledge you and say, hey. So today, we are exploring the profound role of choice. This is a biggie for me. Choice. We all have choice. And we're going to explore the role of choice in shaping our identities and navigating life's transitions. Our choice ultimately leads to the transitions and the way we approach them in our life. So, this is about acknowledging our power, our control, and truly claiming ownership over our lives. Choice is a gift. And I want to say right up front, a lot of people, a lot of times you think you have limited choice, you have no choice at all. I'm telling you, I am here today to tell you, you have the power, you have choice, and not making a choice is a choice to say no. So you have a choice, no matter how limited you feel it is, you have options, you have opportunities, and you have a choice. And it's up to you to take that ownership over your life. Now, before I dive in, I want to share my thoughts around the significant crossroads that I faced in my life. It's not just you. I'm not just talking to you. We all face crossroads. We all face choices in our life, and some of them are actually really big. And then some are just our everyday challenges, but each one of them have a profound impact on our life. And so, there are moments that actually require us to make a major choice, a choice that for us is unknown at that time. And so, just to give you an example, I want to talk about the choices that I made in the military. When I decided, which is a choice, when I decided that I wanted to go in the military, there were factors that helped me make that decision. That decision was that I didn't want to live where we had finally settled for the rest of my life. I had been so used, because my father was in the military, I had been so used to traveling all the time that I wanted to continue traveling. And I knew the way to do that was to enter the military. But not only that, Air Force, but not only that, entering the military, it was also what I wanted for my life at the end of what I saw at that time, the end of my work life. And so, what I wanted to do is retire. I wanted to know that I had a pension or retirement no matter what else happened in my life. I had the ability to have some money coming in. And so that's why, right up front, I had decided that I was going to retire from the military. See, choice. So now we have this long term goal, this vision of what we want our life to look like, what I wanted my life to look like. And every decision I made from that point on was to get me to my end goal. However, in the mix of all that, those little decisions shaped my career. Did you hear me there? Those little decisions shaped my career. And so I'm going to use analogy or example of the difference of those choices between my choices and my husband's choices. We were both in the military. Now, for me, I felt that you should move up in rank, that your career should be based on your knowledge, your skill, your ability. And I didn't think that any test or anything like that should determine how I proceeded in my career. It's who I am and the ability that I had. And I was adamant on that. But my husband, he understood the system. And he understood that it was based not only on his ability and his excellence, but also on his understanding of the system and being able to take their tests to show his understanding. I bulked the system. And so his vision was he wanted to be at the top of the ranks for the enlisted by the time he retired. That was his goal. My goal was I didn't care what my rank was. I just wanted to get to the end and retire. Bad choice. I watch him because at the end of the day, that determines what you get, the amount of money that you get at the end of the day, at the end of retirement. Now I understand and I share with my daughter and my grandson and everything. Don't bulk the system. Understand why those things are in place and determine what it is that you want at the end of the day. And then make your decision based on your understanding and knowledge. I wish I had understood this younger because my pay that I get from my retirement right now is based off of the decision that I made to bulk the system then. And I wish I didn't. I hope this is clear. I hope I'm not over, but I hope you understand the importance of choice, not just one choice, but the choices that we make along the way, how they impact, gravely impact our outcome at the end. So now my daughter and my grandson and all my grandkids, we are always talking about, we have these discussions often about the choices that we made early. My daughter, we're always talking about how she realized some choices that she made earlier affected the things that she's dealing with now. And the same thing with me, and how I try to impart that with my grandchildren. That's legacy. The decision wasn't easy that I made back then, but I didn't think it through. And we have to think our decisions through. We have to look at both sides. My life wasn't just one significant choice, but a combination of choices that shaped the woman that I am today and the woman that I have become and the woman that I will become, because other choices will begin to pile on that. All I'm saying is we have the ability to make choices in our lives that will impact us in the future. Think it through. Think it through. But you still have that power. And these choices ultimately guided me right here in front of you, where I am today, sharing with you my mistakes and hoping that you don't make the same mistakes that I did. I am talking to you about the remarkable, remarkable power of choice. It is a gift. It was the one thing that separates us from everything else, that we have the power of choice. And our choices come with consequences. You know, my experience has taught me that Every choice we make, from the major choices in our lives all the way down to those daily choices that we had, those insignificant daily decisions that we make, contributes to who we are and who we become. And more importantly, I learned that as a woman, despite the numerous, there you go, I said it, numerous roles that we juggle all day long, every day, despite the voices that tell us that our choices are limited, we have control. We have the power of choice. And we have, how do I say, we have the choice of whether we lay it down, give it away, or make it. In today's discussion, I want to explore just how deep this control runs and how we use it to navigate the complex transitions in our lives, and how our choices contribute to the legacy that ultimately we leave behind. So, with that said, wow, I've said so much already, but grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever it is. It's still morning. Make yourself comfortable and let's get started. So, remember, the journey of choice isn't just about what we decide in our lives, but it's also about introspection and self reflection, understanding what we want and how it looks to us, and about knowing ourselves enough to make choices that truly honor who we are and our well-being, who's in alignment to who we want to be in the future. In fact, speaking of, I want to say this before I even go any further. I have put together, when we're talking about introspection and understanding who we are, and understanding the importance of reflection and introspection, I have put together, and I'm going to go ahead and put this up here for you. I have put together a resource for you called The Number One Secret to Keeping Your Boundaries and Maintaining Self-Care. And I want this to be available for you. So if you go ahead and you look down on my ticker down below, it says http colon / mastering your Monday .life /1. And you can go ahead and get that there. And it's about making the right choices for our boundaries and our self-care in our lives. So I just wanted to make sure that that was available for you, that you saw that. But I want to ask you, are you ready to reclaim the power of choice? I want to talk about the power of choice and identity formation. So let's talk about identity first. I have 3 questions for you. I want to ask you, and I want you to ask yourself, who are you? Can you answer that? Who are you at the center of your soul? Who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself standing at the end of the day? How do you see your obituary being read? How is your legacy being left? Who do you want to be? And how do you perceive yourself? What is your vision of yourself right now in the present? Not what other people think you are, but how do you perceive yourself? Now, these aren't abstract philosophies and philosophical questions, but I want you to really think this through. In fact, write them down. This isn't just something to think about on some Sunday afternoon, or when you're just, sitting there. These are important questions to have answers to for yourself. They're pivotal questions that influence the choices that we make. When we can answer these questions, we have a foundation to the choices that we make every day. And in turn, It shapes our identity. It's making sure that we're in alignment with who we are. So think about it. Every single day, we make hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of choices, from what to eat for breakfast to how we respond to an email at work, how we respond to conversations we have. And each of these decisions, whether we realize it or not, chip away at the stone and at the sculpting of our identity. These choices have an impact of how we show up in the lives of others each and every day. And each choice we make is a reflection of who we are, and more importantly, who we strive to be. And yes, often as women, we find ourselves feeling like our choices are predetermined or limited. We wear multiple hats as a mother, a daughter, a professional, a caregiver, a friend. And we juggle these roles sometimes to make us feel like we're not fully in control of our lives. But you are. Every choice that you make in every one of those roles in those areas of your life is a choice that you get to make. How you show up as a daughter, how you show up as a professional, how you show up at work, how you show up as a caregiver in the lives of those that you care for, you have a choice. And how you show up for yourself, you have a choice. This is our narrative to write, right? I couldn't resist. We are the authors of our own story. You have the power to pick up your choice or lay it down. I said that earlier. I implore you, reclaim that power of choice and pick it up and make it yourself. And I'm going to help you because here's how you can do it. I want you to exercise or try this exercise that I call choice mapping. It is phenomenal. And I forgot. Let me check the chat. Sorry. Tomorrow. We can't start today because you're already in the day. But tomorrow, as you go about your day, jot down all the choices that you make, each and every one. If you don't have a pen or something to, or a note in your phone, do a audio note. But record every choice that you make, from the food that you eat to the interactions that you have with others, every choice. I decided to work out today. I decided to have coffee, but I wanted to make it decaf instead of caffeinated. And you don't have to put why, but I would encourage you to put why you made that choice. But start choice mapping. And at the end of the day, I want you to take time to reflect on those choices. If you didn't write down before why you made those choices, think, why did I decide to work out today? Why did I decide to skip lunch? Why did I decide to wait to answer that email? Whatever the choice is. One, you'll be amazed at all the choices that you made throughout your day. Two, you start questioning why you did some of those, right? How did they align? Ask yourself, how did they align with your values, your goals, your aspirations for your life? And the ones that didn't align with your goals or who you are, or ask yourself, then why did you let them happen? Why did you make that choice that in a lot of ways it wasn't really what you wanted to do? What led you to going down that road, that crossroad, instead of another? Now, this exercise is not, let me say big words, it's not about self judgment. Don't judge yourself, just be aware. It's about fostering a consciousness about your decision making process that you make every day. Awareness is another powerful tool. It's about realizing that each choice we make is an opportunity to honor our values, to step into our power, and to shape our identity. You are ready to make the choices in your life. So let me ask you a question. Are you ready? Are you willing to do the exercise of choice mapping? Remember, each choice you make is just a brushstroke in the grand masterpiece of your life. And now I want to talk about the role of choice in navigating your life transitions. And I see that for the sake of time, I'm going to have to roll through this a little bit, and I'm sorry. This is so much, and I didn't realize how deep I wanted to dig into these. But the choice, the power of choice, doesn't just shape our identity, it also guides us through the life transitions. How we navigate through our life transition, new roles, shifting responsibilities, unexpected changes. These transitions are inevitable, and we have choices to make alongside these shifts in our lives. So whether you're entering a new career, becoming a caregiver for the first time, to your aging parent, or maybe even adjusting to empty nest, there's a lot of graduations that are happening now. There are big changes that are happening in our lives. And so each transition brings with it its own unique challenges. But in every challenge, there lies an opportunity to choose how we respond and how we navigate our way forward. We will absolutely feel overwhelmed during these times of transition. We're human. You're human, not a superhero. And so we may feel torn between our roles, our responsibilities, and our own personal growth and wants and needs and happiness. But even in the midst of all this up in here, we have a choice. Remember the power. Harness the power of choice. And so I want to share with you a concept of transition game plan. I've given you choice mapping, and now I want to give you transition game plan. And then I want to share one more thing with you. But transition game plan is just making conscious decision that helps you manage significant life transitions effectively. Is setting clear boundaries, is defining our role and anticipating potential stressors or obstacles that come our way. Is thinking about it like a planned journey. Remember when you're getting ready to go on vacation or something? If we're setting out on a road trip or a vacation, we wouldn't just jump into the car and drive. At least I hope not. I think there's some packing that goes on, maybe some meal planning, maybe checking your finances, or even planning ahead what your finances you may need so you have enough at the end. We wouldn't just jump in that car and start driving. What about gas? What about where we're going to make stops? What about where you're going to eat? What about where you're going to sleep? We check the map, plan the route, anticipate traffic, think about pit stops. All that would be part of our plan. And that's what I'm talking about when I say a transition game plan. The same applies for our transitions. And with our transition game plan, we're proactively outlining the steps that we need to take. the boundaries that we need to set, the roles that we need to define. This is how my role is going to look, and this is how your role is going to look. Your responsibilities in this game plan, and my responsibilities in this game plan. We also must prepare ourselves to say no when necessary, protecting our time and our energy. This way, we empower ourselves to make decisions that support our personal growth and our happiness, and amidst all these complexities of our life's transition. We have to think with the end in mind. Don't shy away from life's transitions. Embrace them, but navigate through them with clarity, with confidence, and the power of choice. It's not the changes that define us, but how we respond to those changes and the choices we make. And then finally, I want to touch on embracing the power of choice for our future legacy. The choice we make today are molding our future, shaping the legacy that we leave behind. I don't know if you remember me telling you of the conversations because of my choices and my daughter's choices, the examples that we have for leaving that legacy behind with our grandchildren. Just that conversation and that awareness alone leaves a legacy of remembrance for them. You see, every decision that we make, big or small, creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond just our immediate lives. It influences our children, it impacts our parents, and it touches everyone that we have interaction with. Our choices set the stage for our legacy. We need to remember that it affects the legacy that we want to leave behind. Let's take a step back and think. Really think about that. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Have you thought about that? How do you want to be remembered? What stories do you want to be told about you? I think about that often. And the reason why is because I know the stories I tell about my mom. And there are ones that, even though they weren't always great, she can laugh about, she's learned from, and they shape who I am today. So what stories do you want told about you? And how can your daily choices, take you closer to the legacy that you want to leave? I want to introduce you to one more tool before we leave, and it's a legacy vision board. I know everyone is always talking about a vision board, and the reason is so important because it's something that's in front of you. It doesn't mean it has to be this big board on your wall. It could just be a screensaver, a piece of paper, a mind map. And it involves actually your values and the lessons and the memories that make you who you are. And it doesn't have to be a tangible asset that you build to pass down, but it's a reminder to you and maybe to others. So in creating a legacy vision board, it involves visualizing the impact that you want to make and the legacy that you aspire to leave. So it's knowing that and having that before you. And it's about, do you want to be remembered for your kindness, your courage, your creativity, your knowledge, your love, your soul? What do you want to be remembered for? And then we need to make choices that align with these values. And so maybe mapping out what are those big choices that will impact the legacy that you leave. Each decision we make, each boundary we set, yay, boundaries, each no that we dare to utter, it's all contributing to this legacy vision board. It is an ever evolving board. And with every choice, we're not just shaping our lives, but also the lives of those who will remember us. Let's make our choices count, every single one of them. Let's create a legacy that reflects our true selves, our very soul, that inspires others and that stands the test of time. My mom and my father have been intricate in shaping the choices I make and who I am. And I thank them. Even the choices that they made that weren't the best, it still shaped who I am. And I thank them because of the lessons either I learned not to do or to do. I thank them. After all, what's more empowering than knowing that the legacy that we leave behind is one that we have chosen to create? That is so empowering. What is the legacy that you want to leave behind? Don't wait till it's too late to think about it. Look, we have traveled quite a journey today. I've given you 3 things to think about: choice mapping, transition game plan, and legacy vision board, journey or board. And so with that, I want you to, we have actually just explored the power of choice and how it shapes our identity, the transitions in our lives, and the legacy. I just lost my train of thought, but I've got it back. Like I've said, I've introduced some wonderful tools, and I hope you use them. In fact, if any of them impact you and you're going to use one of them, let me know in the comments below. I want to know the ones that resonated with you most. But none of this happens without you. If you don't take the time to reflect on who it is that you want to be, who it is that you are now, and how you've moved through that, your choices, your values, your goals, and the legacy you want to leave behind. You're not alone in this journey. And so that's why I want to remind you, let me find it, about that playbook that I have created for you. The number 1 secret to keeping your boundaries and maintaining self-care. And I have scrolling down on the bottom exactly where you can get that. It's free. My gift to you. https://masteringyourmonday.life/1. I want you to have the number 1 secret to moving you forward. And so before I leave, here's my charge to you. Embrace the power of choice. Let it guide you. And let me help you if you need the help moving forward. Check out the playbook because it's filled with exercises that will support you on this path. I want to thank you for joining me today. Yes, I was heavy because this is so important to me that you understand and harness the power of choice. Let's make some empowering choices today. Remember, share your thoughts, your comments below, and reach out if you need additional help. If this resonated with you or made you think, leave a comment, share your thoughts, like, share, give me a lot of love, or subscribe. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And until the next time, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with me. With love, much love, fortitude, and grace. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.